Greetings, NISOD participants. I'm pleased to be here today to talk to you about SYM-Q. I'm Dr. Connie Ridley-Smith, and SYM-Q is a revolutionary way of looking at diversity. Working across diversity lines takes intelligence. Now, you've heard about IQ, and that is knowledge-based intelligence. You've heard about EQ, emotional intelligence, and CQ perhaps, which is cultural intelligence. Today I want to talk to you about another form of intelligence known as SYM-Q. SYM-Q is short for symbiotic intelligence, and it's what the name implies, working together across lines of diversity in order to make intercultural effectiveness happen. Listen now to a short promo video about SYM-Q.
Welcome to Breakthrough Communications.
Things don't always end up like they start. The same goes for interacting with others across cultures. I mean, human beings are not born with bigotry, hatred, scorn for others. We all start with the capacity for curiosity, kindness, being agreeable, enjoyable, fair. Things can end as they should, because human beings have the capacity to reason, to grow, to change. The SYM-Q way. When we are willing to adjust our way of doing things to find a more collaborative way, that's SYM-Q. Our SYM-Q coaches will help you to become more self-aware and more aware of others. Working the 5 SYM-Q factors allows organizations to realize a return on investment. Most of all, it puts mutual goals ahead of individual goals. That's why we call it symbiotic. Symbiotic intelligence, interacting the SYM-Q way. Are you ready to improve your SYM-Q?
Okay, SYM-Q is like other forms of intelligence in that it requires mastery of the same abilities: metacognition, cognition, motivation, and behavior. Our SYM-Q inventory measures a person's existing attitudes and proclivities toward each one of these abilities and helps them to find ways to improve those that need to be strengthened. Like EQ, emotional intelligence, SYM-Q encourages people to look within at oneself, and we recognize that to be the first step. Like SYM-Q, it offers strategies for working across cultures, but the difference is that only SYM-Q foregrounds and makes intentional reciprocal responsibility for the intercultural exchange. Now, you might be asking, why is this business of reciprocal interactions so keen and so keenly pronounced in the SYM-Q model? Well, the reason is that when diversity occurs and as organizations, schools, families become more diverse, there is a thing that reduces as a natural occurrence, and that thing is cultural consensus. Listen now as we explain to you what cultural consensus is all about.
Cultural consensus allows persons of the same background to look at a situation and derive the same conclusion without discussing it, without speaking about the matter, neither signaling each other with gestures beforehand. When we hold the same values and beliefs, there are things we just know and agree upon. That is the power of cultural consensus. On the other hand, when our values and beliefs have been shaped by different norms, practices, and customs, cultural consensus diminishes. When people are in their natural geographic spaces, the likelihood is greater that they will agree about what to wear, what to say, and how to act. That is due to cultural consensus. But let's face it, people are choosing to live, work, study, and play in geographic locations that are different from the ones in which they were born or raised. Such geographic mobility increases the cultural complexity of a community, a neighborhood, workplace, or classroom. As cultural or intercultural complexity increases, cultural consensus goes down. SYM-Q can make you more aware of how others perceive you and the potential impact your actions can have on those who view the world differently, those who have cultural consensus. As our students have ventured to new locations around the globe, they found success when they didn't push their views and norms, didn't criticize the new culture, nor belittle the new culture. They found that grace and diplomacy paved the way for positive intercultural exchange in each new culture they experienced. Can a newcomer ever share the cultural consensus? To some degree, yes. Over time, a newcomer can become competent in the new culture, able to predict outcomes, and able to perform in the ways that are expected and acceptable by members of the existing environment. Our course will help you to increase your competence in the new culture